Often people will call me because they know there is just something not right at home. And what I find is actually they're not living alone. There are energies in the house that have been left over from previous occupants, many, many occupants perhaps. And if people have either not truly let go of the house when they've either left, because they've left through bankruptcy or divorce and they had to leave, people will hang on to the house. And so there is still a link with the previous owner. That can create a lot of emotional chaos for the new person who's moved in. Also, the other level of energy is perhaps somebody who's died, either died in the house or outside the house. But the important thing is, if they were attached to the house, they will come back and again be around in the atmosphere of the house. So that's a spirit energy, call it a ghost or just a spirit world. But that energy is stuck and needs to be seen, needs to be heard, needs to be released. And that is a big part of the work I do as the House Whisperer. The other level of energy is the much more sinister, darker, more controlling, more feeding off your energy and making you extremely tired. Have you ever felt tired where you live? This could very well be the reason why. Often, if an event, a traumatic event has happened, a dark energy, a thought form can be created in a space, and that will just linger and get darker and heavier and feed off negativity. So more negativity that comes in, the more it feeds, the stronger it gets, and it takes our energy down. So again, this is a very powerful, destructive energy, and it's a different way of dealing and clearing that than a spirit energy or an attachment energy, so to speak. So there are many, many layers and levels of this work. And at the end of the day, it's about making sure that all these layers and energies are completely cleared, but not just cleared by getting rid of them. I don't go in for ghost busting. That's actually a very wrong, very painful way of clearing an energy. Anything that is stuck in spirit, for example, has to be heard, seen, understood, perhaps loved in order to be released. It's not about shattering that soul that is stuck in spirit. If we do that, then I have to come along as the shamanic architect and actually then start to do soul retrieval and bring back those bits that somebody else is shattered because they've tried to get rid of the spirit. So I don't believe in working that way. If I can connect with the soul of the person who is desperately in need of being heard and seen and loved, then they've got a much better chance of being released. And I don't actually release them, I create the framework in order for the client who has a connection usually with that spirit who's stuck. It is their story and part of why perhaps they were drawn to the house in the first place. And so by them seeing and perhaps communicating with that energy, that spirit that is stuck, that is part of the matrix of the house, I can then help them to release that energy. And by healing that person in spirit, often what happens is that the client, the person, the owner of the house heals something deep inside them. Because that's why perhaps they were attracted to the house in the first place. So you can see there are many, many layers to this whole process, but ultimately it's about the clarity, the rarefication of space in our home, not just the physical, emotional home, but also the inner home, our inner home. And once you get these two clear and spinning and merging and feeling good, then we can truly say, yes, I feel at home where I live.